and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Welcome to FireHouse Chefs Radio, folks. I am your host, Eddie Sell, and you are listening to FireHouse Chefs Radio. This is November 20th, 2013, if you can believe it, with Thanksgiving right around the corner and the rest of the holiday season. This is episode 23 of FireHouse Chefs Radio, and as you can see, my seat next to me is vacant. So that always means who knows who's going to be the co-host. Somebody is actually stuck in some traffic, so we'll find out shortly who's going to be sitting here in the co-pilot seat with me tonight. But we do have some great in-studio guests tonight on FireHouse Chefs Radio, and Julio, our engineer, is going to redeem himself from last week, huh? Come on, you can say something. Say hi to the folks out there. Oh, yeah, you do. Anyways, Julio is our great engineer tonight, so he's going to be manning our phones and also just making sure that everything goes okay with that. And also, if you're watching us at rantradionetwork.com live tonight on the internet, any pictures that you see, it's all thanks to Julio. So we appreciate everything he does. Remember, too, that you can watch FireHouse Chefs Radio every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at rantradionetwork.com. Also, at firehousechefs.com, you can catch us live as well on Wednesdays. And any prior episodes, archived episodes of FireHouse Chefs Radio, you can find those as well. Just go to rantradionetwork.com and click on FireHouse Chefs Radio and look at the different dates. And it's going to get better and better, by the way, too, as far as like the ease of finding it in the library. And it's been a great learning process over the last 23 weeks, and things continue to get better. And our audience grows, so we appreciate the thousands of listeners that we have out there that tune in every week. It's just been an awesome experience. So remember, you can give us a call at 855-969-7268, 855-969-RANT, R-A-N-T. And with, the holidays right around the corner, one of the most valuable kitchen tools that you are ever going to use or need is a cutting board. So tonight we're going to be treated by some fantastic artwork by not only somebody that's a great craftsman, but also happens to be a fire captain from a San Diego County Fire Department. So we're going to get to hear the story of Jess Hartnett and what inspired him to start FireHouse Boards, and basically just all the information about what it takes to create, something like that. So it's going to be great to have Jess Hartnett. What's up? All right, just checking here, making sure we didn't have any glitches. But it's going to be great to have Jess Hartnett here in studio tonight, and he's going to be able to talk all about FireHouse boards. Also, tonight we're going to be joined by one of the newest members of the FireHouse Chefs family. We actually have in studio Chef Eddie Cardenas. And Eddie Cardenas is going to be able to tell us about his background as well in the culinary world. And he happens to have some other interests as well that I think are going to be pretty cool to hear about. So we're going to get to hear from him. And it's going to be nice as well because having another chef here to, kind of ask Jess questions about cutting boards and just kind of the care of, maintenance issues and all that sort of stuff. And then little tricks too that we can talk about just even like the basics of how to like stabilize your cutting board on any sort of surface so that thing doesn't slide away from you, right? Like we know. And then even differences in, woods, types of wood versus like plastic or any of the other materials that you find out there for cutting boards. And a lot of people today, they like to kind of use different cutting boards and colors, that are specific to if you have a cutting board for like raw meat, for example. It's a good idea to kind of have maybe a color-coded cutting board for raw meat. So okay, I cut all my raw meat on this, and you sanitize it. You have like a bleach solution or whatever, but that you're not going to like make cut your fruits and vegetables or whatever on something that just had some bloody chicken or whatever on there. So that'll be one of the things that we can discuss with Jess as well. So if you have any questions out there, make sure that you give us a call and ask away. Are you guys live? Your mics?
Yes.
All right.
Eddie, just want to say, Chef Sell, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here tonight. Real excited, and look forward to sharing some of my stories and products with you guys. So thank you.
We're very, very happy to have you guys here in studio. And, you guys just, if you're watching us right now at rantradionetwork.com, you can see the split screen and the shot right now of Jess Hartnett and then also Chef Cardenas. And it's going to be cool being able to, again, hear their different experiences and how it all kind of comes together, which is, very, very cool. And I know Jess had to brave the traffic getting up here. I warned you.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't too bad. 15 north, but 91 was free and clear, so it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, and in parts of the country, it's just trust us. It's just Southern California traffic, and it always seems to be bad. So, in fact, that's why one of our co-hosts is caught up in a little bit of traffic right now. But again, kind of going back to the fact that Christmas is around the corner, and I don't know, these look like some perfect gifts to give, your special someone or your captain, for example, if
Santa's workshop has definitely been busy, Chef Sell, with making some cutting boards this year already. So they have great gifts. It's great for Christmas presents, great for wedding, great for any time of the year. It's functional art, so a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know what? And since we actually, it's a great opportunity right now. If you folks are looking at your screens or the internet, at rantradionetwork.com, you can see some of Jess Hartnett's beautiful work that he's done. And, it truly is beautiful, and it's pretty awesome. Is that like a little cup?
Actually, those were cigar ash trays for Chef Heiser's cigar dinner night. Made a couple of those for him, and I thought I'd throw a couple pictures in there, put his logo on the bottom right there for him. So, yeah.
Yeah, and those of you that have been watching FireHouse Radio over the course of the last 23 weeks, you'll know that Chef Don has been a huge part of this show, and we miss him, but he's been out just doing his other duties as a fire chief down in San Diego County. But he hopefully is going to be calling in, and I know he was really looking forward to actually seeing you.
Yeah.
But schedules of firefighters are always kind of, they tend to hamper things a little bit. So
hopefully he'll call in, because I brought you guys a couple Christmas presents. Want you to unwrap his for him when he calls in, and then I'll take it to him later. So
yeah, hopefully you're listening, Chef Don, because I have two gifts, and one is supposed to be yours. But if you can't be here to claim it, or at least call in, I might have to kind of hang on to it for a little while longer. So that was totally cool of you to bring those things in. And as you can see, folks, they're actually, the gifts that Jess brought in with him are actually sitting on one of the custom cutting boards that he made for us. And we've actually used that several times here on the show. I don't know if you caught one of the episodes. We actually did something on cutting techniques, and we went over some basic knife skills.
I saw that.
And that was a lot of fun. And then recently as well, when Chef Matt Briggs from Mastro's, the executive chef of Mastro's, was in here. And Matt, he's in Denver, Colorado right now, training for his new gig, and he's going to be opening up a new seafood house in Beverly Hills. So it's going to be cool, getting to have Matt back on the show. But we actually had that board covered with different cheeses.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we had a really, really cool show all about cheese. And so trust me, we get a lot of use out of it.
And that's the most fulfilling thing for me, Chef Sell, is when I see the boards in use, when I get to deliver them to the customers,
right,
and the chefs are using them, the family's using them, and just the smiles on their face. The number one thing people say all the time when they get one of my boards is, "It's so nice, I don't even want to cut on it." But they are made to cut on.
Right.
They're made to work on. So it's been a lot of fun.
Well, that's very, very true. When you do when you look at it, it's just kind of like getting a new car or something. You don't even want to drive it, But they are beautiful, and I can tell you, speaking from experience, that I think the one that you gave me, we're talking about 2 years now.
Yep.
And it's just it's in our Firehouse Chef's kitchen, and literally it's used every day. and a lot of wear and tear, and it's just been fantastic. So from a restaurant to, you know, commercial use every day to your home, or a FireHouse, which basically, and that's the thing that, you know, for all you listeners out there in the FireHouse Chefs community, it literally, FireHouse kitchens operate a lot like commercial kitchens in a restaurant. You'll see a lot of the same type of kitchen utensils, a lot of the same pots and pans, you know, a lot of the same kind of wear and tear and beating things up. It's the same thing. So we really, really need things that are durable. And again, I could speak from experience that Jess's products are very well made, and you know, they're just fantastic. So again, you can give us a call at 855-969-RANT, 855-969-7268. If you have any questions tonight for any of our guests, or if you have a comment about cutting boards or want to know anything about that, then it's just a great topic tonight. It looks like we did have a caller, but caller dropped, so give us a call back. And in the next segment, we're actually going to get to dive into the careers of both of these gentlemen tonight, so that's going to be pretty fun. And I'm not sure if Eddie Cardenas, did you bring your instrument?
I have some drumsticks in my car.
Nice.
I mean,
so between your drumsticks, you can do the air drums, and I can do the air bass, which is like, you know, one of my favorite things to do. So, okay, perfect. and Jess, well, we got the cutting boards, so we might have to like break those out and use those as our instruments tonight.
No problem.
And again, you know, I just wanted to also mention that Luis Hernandez, who works for LA County Fire Department, who's been one of my recent co-hosts, we're going to be working with him and the Boys and Girls Club of East Los Angeles coming up right before Thanksgiving, actually the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, which is right around the corner. And we're going to be, FireHouse Chefs is going to be helping to cook for hundreds of needy families. And that's going to be something that we're going to be very, very proud of. And hopefully he's actually going to be in studio later if he's able to make it. And he'll be able to give more information about that. And I know we're also going to be tailgating at the USC-UCLA game on November 30th, and that's going to be fun. We'll be talking about that as well. Stay tuned for a lot more topics and a lot more about cutting boards. You're listening to FireHouse Chefs Radio on the Rant Radio Network. Stay tuned for more. Don't burn anything down. FireHouse Chefs will be right back.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. Free quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
Your attention. When it comes to tequila, two things: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number one Tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior Tequila. There's only number one. There's only number one. There's only number one.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.agrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
Welcome to Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Could you pick out that song, Eddie? You know who that is?
It's the Man in Black.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back to Firehouse Chefs Radio, everybody. I am your host, Eddie Sell, and I'm joined in studio today by a couple of great and accomplished people in their own way. We actually have the newest member of the Firehouse Chefs family and team. We have Chef Eddie Cardenas is joining us. Yay. And no sound effects, bro? He'll get on it. He'll get on it. Let's see if we can get sound effects for Mr. Jess Hartnett. And Jess is a fire captain in San Diego County. Is it okay to mention your department?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. He works for the El Cajon Fire Department down in San Diego County.
Which is now actually Heartland Fire and Rescue. So they combined 3 different departments, and now we're all one. So,
cool.
Yeah, a little different.
Right on. And I actually started my paid firefighting career down there in San Diego County. So I know a lot of people down there and have ran with that department. So you guys do a great job down there, and a lot of brush fires in San Diego County, that's for sure. So along with being a fire captain, Jess is also the owner and the creator of FireHouse boards. And we started kind of teasing and talking about it in the last segment that a cutting board is basically one of the most important kitchen tools. And it's not only versatile in terms of like what you actually use to like prepare your food, but if you have something that's very, very nice like that, you can use that as an actual display piece. You know, you can literally, whether it's like a cheese board or if you're going to do some sort of artistic spread, you know, with hors d'oeuvres or whatever, if you have something like that that you can actually be proud of and show off, then that really becomes part of your engagement that you're having, you know, whether it's at home or any sort of a venue. So that's pretty cool.
You know what's funny, Eddie, is a lot of the customers I've had actually end up buying 2 boards. They get their first one that they've bought, and they use it as a display for their island or wherever.
Right.
They're like, hey, let's get one we can actually cut on now. And end up getting another one just like it, and end up, displaying food on one and using the other one. So it's kind of funny how guys and people will buy 2 sometimes just for that reason.
Yeah, well,
sure, those center displays.
And why don't we, let's just go ahead and start off with FireHouse boards, Jess, and how, where did that all come from? How did you get started with that?
No idea. I'm 3rd generation woodworker.
Okay.
Went up to Eugene, Oregon as a fireman 16, 17 years ago, and it rained so much that I had to find something to do. So I got a couple woodworking tools and started with just little scroll saw work and little trinkets, and ended up moving my family back down because of the rain, and went to Palomar College and started doing cabinetry for years. So from kitchens to cutting boards. So one of my customers a couple years back asked for a cutting board, and then another one asked for a cutting board, another one. And I thought, I need to come up with a name. So I knew of you at Chef Sell, and I looked at your website, and I thought, you know what? If I can make Chef Sell a cutting board that he will use and he will like, then I'm off and running. He's a professional chef. If he loves it, then this is going to be good. So from the first one I made you a couple years ago, it's been pretty much nonstop since then. So it's been great. And, like you said, it's some people use them as wedding gifts. Some are professional chefs down to homeowners. Right. So it's been great.
Well, and I totally, and when I heard that basically I was kind of part of the thought process, I was totally like, that was very humbling to hear. And because trust me, doing anything out of the ordinary or trying to tackle something is very, very challenging, and it's tough. So
Yes.
I knew that I think basically anybody that has that entrepreneurial spirit or is willing to take a chance at something, they can kind of respect somebody else that's doing the same thing because it is pretty tough. So
Yeah, I'm so lucky to have the support of my wife and daughter at home. They let me work those 14-hour days in the shop. Sometimes going to bed 2 o'clock in the morning is tough, but it's rewarding when I hand that cutting board over to that customer and they're so happy they're getting this nice gift or being able to give it to someone. It's very fulfilling. And just like your art,
right.
when you're making a meal and someone compliments you on that meal and your presentation, you get that feeling of excitement that you've made someone happy, and that's what we do. We love to make our customers happy. So
exactly. Well, we do have a caller on line 1, so let's go ahead and get to our caller. And right now we're looking at actually one of the boards that you made for me, which was the FireHouse Chef's boards. There we go. There it is on the screen. All right, caller on line 1. You're on FireHouse Chef's Radio. Are you there?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you, sir? Do you mind giving us your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Tim Isaacson, and I'm calling from Long Beach, California. How you
cool.
guys doing?
Good. How are you, Tim?
Great.
Doing great. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Oh, cool. Thank you. We love those.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I said we love those. We love long-time listeners.
I'm calling in with a couple questions about the wood cutting boards. And,
Cool.
Jess, if it's okay, I'd like to ask you a couple questions.
Absolutely, Tim. I'll do my best to answer any question you have. If I don't know
Well,
the answer, I'll
first of
look it
all-
up.
Nice. First of all, I'd like to say I've been on your website, and I think you have some really nice
thank
stuff
you.
on your website.
Thank you.
Very impressive. I am a novice when it comes to woodworking, and your skill, it really shows in what you have there.
Oh, thanks. There's so much to learn in any industry that you're a continual student. You're a student all the time.
Right.
Same in the fire service.
Absolutely. As far as the wood that you use on your cutting boards, are there specific types of wood that you can use, or is there stuff that you prefer? Is there stuff that lasts longer or works better than others?
Yeah, Tim, that's a great question, and a question that's asked frequently. Typically, what you like to use in a wood cutting board is a tight-grained wood, such as a maple or a walnut. The board here is shown earlier is all mostly maple with some walnut inlay there. But you're looking for a tight-grained wood. There are woods like oak, some oaks that are very porous, that if you actually took a stick of oak, a cut-off piece of oak, and stuck it in water, you can actually blow bubbles in that water because it's so porous. The grain is not as tight as some of the other woods like maple, walnut, mahogany, things like that. So 2 things that I look at when I'm making a cutting board is beauty, function, and function over beauty, obviously. And those are some common woods that are used in wood cutting boards.
Nice. I've noticed on some of the ones on your website, you've got some with a lighter wood and then a much darker wood. And it also appears like some of those seem to be like the center cut where you'll kind of catch the full circle of the grain. Is that something you try to get, or is it just...
Yeah, so there's 3 different types of boards we make. One is a face grain board. So if you're actually looking at a tree standing there and looking at the face of a tree, that was what you would be cutting on. An edge grain board is if you were to take that tree and fall it and cut it and turn it on edge, that's more of an edge grain board, which is a little stronger than a face grain board. And then you have an in grain board, which is the checkerboard pattern that you see. So any type of checkerboard pattern that you get is an in grain board. So if you were to cut that tree completely off and sit down on the stump or cut your food up on the stump of a tree, that is an in grain board. What's nice about the in grain boards is that when you're using your knife, it's pretty much self-healing. So if almost look at it as if you're cutting into a paintbrush. Cut down into that paintbrush and the bristles come back together. So sometimes the in grain is preferred. The beauty really tends to be in both the edge grain and the and the end grain. But really, the customer prefers one over the other. I'll make them all. It doesn't matter to me. I make them all with pride and quality, so that's what I enjoy.
It shows, especially with the ones that you have
Oh, thank you.
on display on your website.
You know, it's just like
that kind of leads into my next question, if I could ask another.
Of course, yeah.
And one more thing. It's just like the fire service. We pride ourselves on our job every day. And when I take that home, as Chef Sel does and Chef Eddie does here with their food, we take pride in those crafts, and I'm sure you do too, Tim. And you just don't allow anything to leave the kitchen or leave the shop that isn't perfect in your eyes, or
Right.
the best that you can possibly do. So if somebody does find a flaw, it's the best I could possibly do with that piece of material or that food that the chef has provided to you. And just that pride in craftsmanship is just, when you hand that over to someone and you've made it with your own hands, as chefs do and as woodworkers do, there's just something that so makes you so happy, or makes me happy
Oh,
to
totally.
do that.
Absolutely.
So, and I think that comes with any type of art. You know, the chef's medium is
Yep.
food,
Yep.
and mine happens to be wood. I would love to work metal. I would love to be a chef, but I've tried, and it's challenging for me. So wood is my medium. But I'm sorry, Tim, to cut you off. I just wanted to throw that in there for you.
No, absolutely. I understand what you're saying completely. But you did kind of lead into my next question with what you said. My next question was with cleaning and sanitizing wood. Is there like a specific product that you like to use to sanitize them, clean them? Is there stuff to stay away from?
Yeah, you know,
Especially
Tim,
with wood.
now let's remember, wood in itself has its own antibacterial properties. So as a tree is growing, it is fighting off infection as it is. Now, even though the tree is cut and it's glued up, we think it's dead, it still wants to move. As you know, as if you know, you're working with wood moves with the environment. So what we do is we seal the cutting board with a, well, first of all, we use food-safe glues. We use woods that are good for foods, that are safe and not poisonous, such as any type of poisonous plant or poisonous tree. We don't want to use those kind of woods. And then
That just maybe is for like a special someone.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and then we
Yeah, we've got a
Hunt
couple
him,
of those
hunt
specials
him.
on one.
Uh-oh. I heard earlier. So, and then Tim, we put on a number of coats of a clear coat that is also food safe. And then when it comes to keeping it up, we use mineral oil, beeswax. There's a bunch of over-the-counter stuff, or you can buy mineral oil at CVS that you can use to condition it. Cleaning it, just how you would normally clean a plastic. cutting board.
Guys, we are coming up on a commercial break.
Oh, sorry about
Tim, are you able to hang on through the commercial and just let's just pick this up in just a couple minutes?
That'd be great. If something pops up and I'm not here when you come back, I'll try and call back.
Nice
in a
talking to you,
minute.
Tim.
Yeah,
hope that
sounds
helps.
great. Stay tuned for more. You're listening to Firehouse Chefs Radio at rantradionetwork.com. Cutting boards. It's a must in the kitchen. Stay tuned for more. Don't burn anything down. Firehouse Chefs will be right back.
What's wrong?
I can't stop craving a cigarette. I just quit. Hey, what are you smoking on?
Oh, this? Best e-juice on the planet. Burst of flavor, of course.
What's that?
Only the best alternative to smoking with a great flavor. It has a burst of flavor in every puff.
Well, does it have nicotine?
It comes in different levels, including 0. They have 20 flavors and more coming. All the products are made in the U.S. Check them out at www.burstoflavor.com or call them at 855-WE-BURST.
Hey, let's burst together.
It's not just flavor, it's an experience. Cigarettes, you've met your match.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what will make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we can call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
ProTech Carpet Tile and Care provides professional cleaning services for carpet, tile, grout, upholstery, and fine area rugs.
ProTech technicians are professionally trained and certified cleaning and restoration experts.
We specialize in restoring damage caused by heavy soil and odor.
We can remove challenging spots such as coffee, tea, ink, gum, wine, and many more.
We have saved our customers thousands of dollars on new flooring and furniture expenses with our advanced cleaning processes.
Call for a free estimate at 562-447-4300 and visit us on our website, www.myprotechsite.com.
Hey, this is Joe Perez, owner at ProTech. Just reminding you that ProTech Carpet and Tile Care is your professional choice.
Welcome to Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Welcome back to Firehouse Chefs Radio. This is Firehouse Chefs Radio for November 20th, 2013, episode 23. Almost 6 months on the air, and we're still here.
Congratulations, Chef.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And you're listening to us at rantradionetwork.com. Remember, you can call us at 855-969-7268. We're joined in studio by Jess Hartnett, the creator and owner of FireHouse Boards, and also our newest member of the FireHouse Chefs family. We have Chef Eddie Cardenas, and I'm the other. Tonight I'll be the other Eddie, and. We're joined on the phone right now by, hopefully he's still there as long as he didn't have to go save a life or anything. Are you there, Tim?
I'm here.
Okay, cool. So thank you so much, Tim, for holding on during the commercial break. And it's cool that you've asked some great questions. And I don't know if you were able to hear, but at our first segment, I kind of mentioned some of those things too, as far as, a lot of people these days are trying to kind of stay really safe, obviously, in the kitchen. And it is we kind of mentioned it's a good idea to try to separate cutting boards and try to have, your meats, your raw meats on one and, some of the other things, your vegetables, whatever, on another cutting board. And some people even take it to the level of even doing color-coded stuff as well. And that kind of tends to help if we forget. So,
Eddie, Chef Sal, I've been cutting on my A board for about 5 years in chicken and meats.
Come on in. Oh, stand by. This is not a Bigfoot sighting. This is actually, just be careful, Louis. We're joined by the largest Mexican in America. Luis Hernandez is going to take the co-pilot seat here, so bear with us. But finish your thought, Jess.
Anyway, just cutting on my board as an amateur and cleaning it. Haven't died yet from any chicken or meats on my wood cutting board. So
nice.
In the last 5 years. So but I know that concern's out there.
Yeah. Well, and I just bring it up. I think sometimes people they overthink a lot of things.
Yeah.
But it is important to be safe.
Absolutely.
So, Timmy, before you have to go, why don't you go ahead and let's pick up that conversation we had before the commercial.
Perfect. I'm going to have to cut this short. It looks like the blue light's going to cut us off.
Hey, Tim, also, anytime you have any questions or anything, if you want to start doing some of this on your own, give me a call anytime, and I'll help you out.
That sounds great. I do appreciate that. My final question is, I have an older wooden cutting board, and which I'd obviously love to replace, but sometimes you can't always just do that. the board that I have has a small split in it. Once some wooden board starts to split, is there any way to repair it, or is it just time to replace?
Sometimes, Tim, we can cut through that and re-glue it. Sometimes I've seen people out there where they've used olive oils and Wesson oils to oil their boards, and those become rancid over time. You don't want to use those type of oils that are for cooking on your board to keep it up. And once they get a crack, that's a good place to hide bacteria and things like that. So you've opened up those pores. So we can take a look at it for you, Tim. You can cut down the middle and shrink it up a little bit and re-glue that. But you definitely want to set that aside until that gets taken care of so any other bacteria doesn't build up in that.
All right. Well,
All right.
yeah, thank you so much, Tim, for the question, and make sure that you're safe out there. And thank you so much for tuning in to Firehouse Chefs Radio. We appreciate it.
Great questions, Tim. Call me anytime.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very
Hey,
much for your time. And
I
thank
like
you
the
for what
sound.
you
The
do.
sound effects almost sound real.
Almost.
Almost. All right. Be safe out there.
On my phone. Thanks, guys.
Be safe.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So that was a great call right there.
Good questions.
Yeah, good questions, and I love that too. When people call Firehouse Chefs Radio, and it makes our job a lot easier because the callers are so good that they're asking, our guests a lot of the questions that we would have, or maybe some things that we didn't prepare. So
Absolutely.
that was a lot of good information. The exchange that you guys just had was very, very good. So, without any further ado, I think somebody has some gifts to open right now.
Early Christmas presents
All right.
for you, Chef Sell,
And-
and for Chef Heiser. So, you want me to open these
Absolutely,
up?
yeah, I appreciate it. And so, just to get Lewis caught up to speed. So,
I was listening on the radio.
oh, cool. Okay.
I was listening on the way in.
And so we're gonna go ahead and cheat and open up Chef Don's.
My lovely wife wrapped these for you guys.
Oh, cool.
This is Chef Heiser's set of drink coasters here.
Oh, that is cool.
So we've
San Diego
that's
County
nice.
Fire, yeah.
We've taken 4 of his patches and
Okay.
we made some cool drink coasters. A whole set
That is
of them.
very, very cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'll hand those over to you, Eddie.
Yeah.
And these are all handmade.
Do you mind grabbing those, Lewis?
For Chef Heiser. I thought he'd be here tonight, but we'll get those to him and just take a set of 4.
Actually, if he's
patches.
not watching, he just got his Christmas present from.
Yeah.
So if you guys are looking at this, I mean, this is really, really cool. So the wood is cut in the shape of the patch, and this is pretty much a standard fire department patch size. And this is Chef Don's department, his current department, San Diego County Fire Authority. So
just a cool way to
that's
remember
super
your
cool.
department, respect your department.
Oh yeah, that's cool right there. Yeah, that camera shot that Lewis is holding up
It's
right
all
now is nice.
walnut and hand routed out for each patch. So since Dawn isn't here, let's move on to your gift.
Yes.
Something little something here for you, Chef Sil. Now, I've made some pretty giant boards for you, but
Yeah.
sometimes you don't always need a huge board. So what I got here for you is just a nice little.
Oh, that thing
nice
is
little
awesome.
All walnut in
Wow.
grain.
Wow, look at that.
Just a little. You need a little something for lunch or something. You're not making a big production of it. I went ahead and put your Firehouse logo up.
It
the
ain't
right
Eddie,
corner.
it ain't a big production.
And
So.
I know you like the darker woods sometimes. So
I do.
Look at that. That's nice.
It's it'll just be handy once in a while. I know if I
This
have
is
about
awesome. Yeah,
4
this
or 5
is
boards with you already. So
Yeah. And Jess has already made me some beautiful boards, and I've touched on the fact that one in particular we've had for 2 years now, and it's used every day, and it takes a beating, and it's held up. And this is beautiful. Thank you very
just
much.
a small little something to say Merry Christmas.
Oh, thanks,
I
buddy.
love this time of year.
I just want to say thank you to everybody out there. I couldn't have saved
make me a
another
sandwich.
gift.
Yeah, really.
All right, thanks,
That's
buddy.
nice.
Thank you
Nice
so much.
board.
So, again, if you are listening to us right now out there in Firehouse Chefs Radio land, give us a call at 855-969-7268. And, kind of getting back into, we kind of discussed, what made you get into Firehouse boards and how you ended up starting that. And the fact that you just kind of decided to think outside of the box and take your love of woodworking to that next level. And now, I mean, it really sounds like you're pretty busy.
I'm very busy,
Yeah.
Chef. I just actually finished a 100-board order for a salami company back east.
That is
and
awesome.
You know the paddle-type boards?
Yes.
Not these type of boards, but
Okay.
that was a big production for a one-person shop with, my wife and daughter helping out with packing and shipping part of it. But that was our biggest order yet, and people are still
awesome.
calling. So I think what it is in my mind is I pay attention to quality.
Uh-huh.
Customer service is number one. And any problems, I always address them right away, which have been very few. I've had no complaints. I have not missed a deadline yet. So
That's awesome.
everything's going great.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot of effort. And I'm just going to keep on chugging along. So it makes me happy to get boards out there. And one day I'll be that big guy, big company out there.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'm making lots of boards for everybody and enjoying every bit of it. So, yeah, staying busy.
And I definitely hope to see that. Wish you nothing but success.
Thank
and I'm
you.
glad that
Thank
it's
you,
already
Chef.
going in that direction. And actually, before you arrived, Chef Eddie, Eddie 2, I'll call you. How's that?
That sounds great.
Little Eddie.
Yeah. Little Eddie over here he was actually asking me. It kind of came up. Well, how does Jess create these? Handmade, machine, combination of both. So why don't we kind of get into that? The actual making of the boards.
Absolutely. It starts off with talking to the customer. Someone calls me. We get an idea of what they're wanting, size, thickness, dark, light wood, and kind of the creative process starts there. And once we get an idea of what they're looking for what they're going to be using it for, we'll get to work.
Yeah, those
We'll
are
go down-
beautiful. We're looking at more right now as you talk there.
That's the one I like.
Oh,
Yeah, you like
that's
that
beautiful.
outside, yeah.
Awesome.
So,
Beautiful.
Then
That's
we
cool
go
too,
down
right there.
to our my supplier for lumber, and I hand pick. I'm there for sometimes hours at a time,
Okay.
picking through all the lumber to
But
get
that's
those right
but
pieces.
that's part of it. I think we can.
Oh, absolutely.
We
yeah.
can totally.
That's a nice
It's the
one,
same
too.
thing as walking through the farmers market, where I
Yes.
tell people like Restaurant Depot is like my Nordstrom, And so
Yes.
one of those sort of things, and yeah, so I'm sure it's the same feeling.
Because I can't go down to the big box hardware store to get my lumber for these type of boards. They don't have the quality of
Right.
lumber that I need. So I have to go to those good places that I have relationships with. Get that lumber, then it's back to the shop. And it's hours and hours to make these things, mostly by hand and by machinery,
That's
but nothing
wow.
robotic or anything other than the engraving that we do is laser engraver. And that's where the personalization comes and the fun part of putting a nice message on the back for their
Sure.
wife or husband or for that special chef somewhere. And,
Right.
And then, a logo or a company logo to get their brand name out there. So that's where the fun comes in when
And-
we get to laser
and
engraving.
That right there is a box, right?
That actually is a dartboard.
A dartboard, yeah.
Brandon
yeah.
Purdy at Too Hot
Sure.
Activewear. He's a friend of both of ours.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Uniforms in Marietta. He had his 2-year anniversary, and the girls at his shop wanted to make him a dartboard.
Nice.
So that was the first one I made.
Nice.
We did a large 3-dimensional engraving on the outside, had
Okay.
that painted up, and I'm on a second dartboard now. So dartboards.
That is
I mean,
awesome,
it's
yeah.
all sorts of cool
All
stuff
all
like
things
that.
wood, right?
Yeah,
There you go.
you want me to make it out of wood, I'll make it out of wood for
That's
you.
awesome.
So, but that's pretty much Chef Eddie how the process goes of getting that
amazing.
wood and milled down, and then the sanding and the beauty and making sure that it's just right before it leaves the shop. So Chef Eddie here is happy when he gets his board, and there are no complaints.
Well, I mean, I can't other than obviously, the other best friend of a chef or home cook, a handy knife. I mean,
absolutely.
a good cutting board.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you is just huge. So when we come back from the commercial break, we'll kind of talk about a few cutting board tips. Okay, that some people might be interested in knowing, and then we're going to dive into Chef Eddie 2.
Excellent.
into his into his culinary career and his musical career as well. And then we're going to ask the largest Mexican in America what is going on next week before Thanksgiving. So you're listening to Firehouse Chefs Radio on the Rant Radio Network. Stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more. Julio. Don't burn anything down. Firehouse Chefs will be right back.
Add some crazy flavor to your vape pen. You're looking for something new and exciting in liquid vapor? Go to Crazy Clouds E-Juice. Find them at burstoflavor.com and try any of the new 12 flavors they have available. Blueberry, mint, raspberry, chocolate, gummy bear, hemp, watermelon, cola, orange, pina colada, coconut, or Red Bully. Call us today at 855-WE-BURST or visit us at burstoflavor.com and order yours today.
The Share Foundation is the health division of the Coy Chiropractic Institute, a 501c3 509A2 public nonprofit organization dedicated to the growth and development of the natural health care services, in particular through the chiropractic profession, offering health services at the Share clinics in the greater Los Angeles area. Your donations can help in expanding these facilities across the nation, research programs, and public education, thus offering a solution to the many of the health challenges we face. Your donations are tax-deductible and can be sent through our website at www.sharefoundation.com. That's www.cherfoundation.com by clicking on the donation button. Thank you.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmart, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Number one. Number one.
Is that a stutter or as high as you can count?
I was ordering number one tequila.
Everybody's asking for number one.
Great, another fancy bottle.
These guys are true artists. Never compromise integrity. They make tequila
Come
the
on.
old-fashioned way. Never mass-produced.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying have the number one. Anything less is number two. Number one, tequila.
Welcome to FireHouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Welcome back to FireHouse Chefs Radio. I am your host, Eddie Sell, and you're listening to FireHouse Chefs Radio, episode 23, November 20th, 2013. 23, man. Almost.
23.
Yeah. And I'm joined now by Luis Hernandez, my trusty co-host that's normally here all the time. He made it through traffic, and he was actually doing something really important. He was attending his board meeting for the Boys and Girls Club of East Los Angeles, where he is a vice president. So not only a fireman, but a guy that gives back to the community. And since we're talking about that, why don't we go ahead and just mention the upcoming event?
Next Thursday. Next Tuesday. We all know next Thursday is Thanksgiving and all that, but at the East LA Boys and Girls Club, what we do is every Tuesday before Thanksgiving, we do a big Thanksgiving dinner. We want people to be at home for Thanksgiving, so we don't want to pull them out of their homes for Thanksgiving. So every Tuesday before Thanksgiving, we host a huge Thanksgiving dinner for all the local residents and everybody around the community who wants to come down. And we usually feed over about 1,200 people at this event. So it's a whole lot of turkeys, and thanks to various donations and a lot of sponsors and people that care have been giving us over the years many, many turkeys. So we actually think this year is going to be our biggest event to date. I believe we're going to have over 100 turkeys. We're going to have to cook and we're going to raffle some off.
Oh, cool.
And give away some of those to those families that we recognized over the year that are either needy or have asked us for a turkey for dinner. We went ahead and actually secured a lot of turkeys to give away. So after the dinner, as they're on the way home, after they've nice and bellies are full of turkey, we're going to give them another turkey so they can go home and on Thanksgiving they can have another turkey there with their family.
It's always nice to have turkeys in the freezer for later.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in our culture, we got tamales. You got leftover tamales, you got turkey tamales,
turkey
burrito,
soup.
turkey soup. Oh my,
turkey tacos.
I'm sure it's most homes. I know it's in the fire station. Man, you throw everything. Turkey taco. Oh yeah, those are awesome. You ever tried it with chorizo? Chorizo cheese and turkey. Oh dude, killer FireHouse special, dude. Right there.
Absolutely.
It's a little secret for those of you guys.
I love that too. It's super challenging. You know, it's a lot of fun to actually like open up the fridge and just do your own little chop challenge. You know, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So that's cool. Well, again, like the things that you do, giving back to the community are fantastic. So, and we're always
thank you.
You know, proud to be part of that. And we're also going to be working together soon, doing a fun event, the USC UCLA tailgating.
Yes,
right?
we
Coming
are.
up.
USC, fight on.
Right.
USC
and,
versus UCLA. We're at the Coliseum, November 30th. We will be there with we got a pretty good guy as a chef that day. He's going to be cooking up some food.
Yeah.
Kind of know the guy. Kind of near to me right now.
Near.
The chef is actually going to sign on to cook us a wonderful meal. There's a fundraiser every year. I've been doing a tailgate. I'm a big USC fan, so every USC UCLA game, every year we do a big tailgate, and we host it with food and drink, and we just ask for donations as people come over, and we made a pretty good amount of money. About first one I did about a few years ago, I did made about $16,000.
Wow.
Year after that, I made about $14,000. So last year was kind of bad. It was raining, so I only made $8,000.
Yeah.
So
well, hopefully we'll have good
Hopefully.
weather, and for all you folks listening out there too, if there's ever anybody out there that wants to contribute to any of the things that you hear that we're doing here, affiliated with Firehouse Chefs, just drop us a line. You can go through the firehousechefs.com website, or you can email us directly at firehousechefs@yahoo.com, or the Rant Radio Network as well as another place to get a hold of us, and just let us know what you want to do. There are some things in the works in terms of advertising and sponsorship, so I encourage you as well, if you want to let your product or your company, business, you know, in front of thousands of people of our growing audience.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember that's another opportunity here, advertising with Firehouse Chefs Radio. And let me give a quick shout out really quick to Bob Atkins over at Friedman's Appliance Center in Long Beach, California. I just wanted to say hi to Bob, and we're putting together something for them, and they've been a great supporter. Anytime I need to film anything, they're like, no problem. Anytime I need a barbecue grill, they're like, here you go. So they've been very, very good to me over the years, and they're going to become a sponsor of the show. So
I just wanted to mention that for all those people out there listening, if you ever wonder what Chef Eddie's food tastes like, next Saturday, the 30th, will be the perfect time. You can come on down and actually taste some of his awesome food that he makes. If you guys haven't tried it, you're missing out. So
Thanks, buddy.
if you're interested, go and you can call into the phone number here and get our contact information. And we have a flyer available too. You can go on Facebook, and I'm on Facebook there. You can look up, and I have it posted. I have the flyer posted. So more information, but you need to make sure you call us down so we can prep. Look, we're gonna have a big crowd.
Cool.
So
well, we're looking forward to it. And let's get to Eddie number 2 before we run out of time here. But Chef Cardenas, why don't you let's go like a speed round. Let's go. It's going to be an interview on camera here. But how long have you been cooking now?
I've been cooking for about 10 years.
Okay. All right.
Started young. Just started developing a nice culinary passion and love because my mom's, she left me at home because she was trying to provide for us going to college. So she got me a kid's cookbook, and I was 13 at the time. Started doing it since then.
Cool.
And,
right
on.
on.
And I fell in love with it.
Awesome.
It was really awesome.
And you are a graduate of the Cerritos College Culinary Program, correct?
Is that I am.
Yeah, and as you know, some of our other chefs that work for Firehouse Chefs Food Truck and Firehouse Chefs Catering, they came from there as well. And great work ethic. I mean, everybody that so far obviously has been part of the team is just, they're doing good things over there, because you guys are, they all, are very, very hardworking, and you really know the fundamentals of how to operate in the kitchen, and it's pretty cool.
Right, it is. One of the things that I admired from my instructor at that college is the first day that you're there, he makes it clear without telling you to your face. If you're not about staying passionate to your dreams, get out.
Yeah.
So if you're able to stay the full 3 years and, go to class early, make sure you're doing your book work, taking fundamentals and, taking it to its full capacity, you're people will give you a shot.
And how common is that even within the fire service
absolutely.
or any industry? That's a wonderful teacher you had there.
Yeah, and that's what's so cool. That's what's been so cool about the unification of Firehouse Chefs. Is literally a lot of the same fundamentals, if you will, or the way that a lot of chefs are brought up, if they're brought up by the right people, right? It's the same as in the fire service. If you're brought up by the right mentors, if you believe in the same things, the end product is going to be somebody that's highly trained and that really, really cares about what they're doing, So that's cool. And so along with that, so 10 years cooking, we know where you went to culinary school, and you even told us what inspired you to jump into the kitchen, with your mom helping you get the first kids cookbook. What would you kind of describe as your cooking style?
My cooking style is very rustic, Americanized Italian. My fiance is always like, let's go to Olive Garden. I'm always like, let's not.
Yeah, I agree. Not to slam Olive. If you guys want to give us money, it's all good. But
it's Olive Garden is good and everything. I'm not gonna bash on it. It's delicious. But if I can save half and make twice as much for myself, with the just a little bit more passion because it's what I want to feed my family, then why not do it? So that's basically what drove me to have Italian as my forte.
Cool. That's super cool. And do you have any favorite chefs right now, like in the celebrity chef realm, or chefs in particular that you like to follow their style?
Not really. Just Adrian. No, it's not his first name. Mark Forgione.
Oh, one of the Iron Chefs. Yep.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah, it's just his food is just as much rustic as I would love any Italians to be. It's awesome to watch him on the Food Network.
Yeah, I love him because I think he comes across as a really humble guy, and you can obviously tell he's incredibly talented. So, yeah, that's a good pick right there. And I also know that you happen to be a musician. And earlier we kind of teased the folks out there in Firehouse Chefs Radio Land that you were going to break out the air sticks and I was going to do the air bass, but I don't know if America's ready for this,
I don't think they could handle it right now.
Yeah,
I don't think you guys can handle that.
I don't think we're ready for it.
Maybe, perhaps. That'll be a whole other episode where we get our air band, if you will, and right? Yeah, Julio's like, why not? Or I should say, Cantinflas over there, and he's laughing. Oh, come on, bro, come on. But again, we're super excited to have you as part of the Firehouse Chefs family, and it's great. And we're kind of getting close to the end of the show, so I did want to cover a couple other things with cutting boards. Just remember, folks out there, too, one of the tips, make sure when you're going to cut on something that obviously you have that board on a flat surface, and then place a towel, underneath your cutting board. And that's actually going to help prevent it from sliding on you all over. So if you're using a really sharp knife, for example, you don't want to lose that thing, and that's going to minimize the injuries and the cut fingers and all that.
And that's
so
one thing we've done, Eddie, is we put the non-skid pads underneath. But
Yeah.
I'm sure still that would help.
Absolutely.
So
And you thought, and the fact that you thought of that's great, Absolutely. But
safety first.
Yep, safety first. So just remember that, and then Chef Eddie, do you have any tips in terms of cutting boards?
Just treat it how you would want to be treated. Don't hack on it, because I've seen Chef Louis over here. He mentioned something about some cutting boards having dips in them. As far as I used to work at a convention center where they didn't replace their cutting board table, and I could tell where the previous chefs have grooved on. That's not comfortable at all, especially when you're trying to do a straight chiffonade on some greens. You don't want to do it and then pick it up and still have some dangling on there.
Well, you know what? Great tips. Great episode of Firehouse Chefs Radio. Jess Hartnett with Firehouse Boards. Thank you so much for being here in studio.
Really appreciate it.
Of course. You can also get to Firehouse Boards on his website. Also on mine, click on the partners page of firehousechefs.com. Chef Eddie Cardenas, Eddie number 2, thank you so much for being here tonight as well. I also wanted to say to Battalion Chief Mo Sinsley in Long Beach Fire Department, tomorrow is his last shift after 30 years.
Wow.
And he's actually going to become a lawyer, and it's actually pretty cool. So another firefighter that's thinking outside of the box. And thank you again
goes
for
from the fire to the fire, huh?
Right? Yeah.
Congratulations, Chief.
Yeah. And thank you so much for listening to Firehouse Chefs Radio. Tune in next week, and we'll have more information about holiday season and our 2014 schedule of shows. This was Firehouse Chefs Radio, episode 23. Stay safe. Thanks for tuning in to FHC Radio. Catch us every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Time by visiting firehousechefs.com and rantradionetwork.com.